All right, are you wanting to move to the Okanagan and you want to live in its premier city, but you're not sure if you want to be on the Kelowna side or the West Kelowna side? Well, then this video is perfect for you. You see, both sides offer incredible lifestyles, but they do have their differences. So in this video, we're going to break it down category by category to help you decide which side of the bridge is going to be the right fit for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so let's start off with looking at affordability, because affordability is going to be a big factor when people are determining where they want to settle. And for this category, I gotta say West Kelowna edges out Kelowna in terms of overall affordability. I think in West Kelowna, you get a little more bang for your buck in property. Now, both sides of the bridge have neighborhoods specifically that are more affordable, but overall, West Kelowna has a lower average sales price. Now here you're gonna find a lot more in the lower end of things when it comes to detached single family homes. You have fantastic neighborhoods like West Bank Center and Glen Rosa, which are big communities, offer a ton of affordability, larger lot sizes. And while I feel like both sides have a lot of options when it comes to affordability, I feel like West Kelowna, just more as a whole, has more affordable options in each neighborhood. Kelowna, I mean, you're going to be paying more when you're closer to amenities, you're closer to kind of the heart of the city, because even though both sides of the bridge have its own downtown, Kelowna really does have that downtown city center. So you're going to be paying higher on average for homes on the Kelowna side of things. I feel like there's more luxury neighborhoods in Kelowna. And of course, you have places like Ellison, Joe Rich, and Rutland, which have great affordability options. But if the name of the game is purely affordability, I think West Kelowna takes the cake in this category. So in terms of affordability, I believe West Kelowna has the advantage, but let's move on to the next category. Okay, next, let's take a look at access to amenities. And realistically, Kelowna to me is the clear winner here. It's the larger of the two cities. If you're looking in terms of shopping, restaurants, universities, hospitals, schools, Kelowna kind of has all that and more. Like I mentioned in the first category, Kelowna is really the center of the city, has the real downtown. It's kind of the more hustle and bustle vibe when you compare the two cities together. And I really find with Kelowna that almost no matter what neighborhood you're in, you're going to have some sort of access to those amenities. And that doesn't mean West Kelowna doesn't have access to amenities. It's just going to have less of that. It has a much smaller downtown. It still has the big box stores. So if you need groceries, you want to go to a restaurant, West Kelowna does have that. The West Kelowna neighborhoods are a little more spread out from, the center of their downtown and where their big box stores are, but there are plenty of neighborhoods with great access to those amenities. And the thing about West Kelowna is it's continuing to grow. It's getting more restaurants, it's getting more stores, it's getting more shopping. And maybe it'll never be as comparable as Kelowna's access to amenities, but it's set to improve big time. So I think Kelowna is a clear winner in this category. And if that's what's truly important to you, is those access to certain things, especially something like a hospital, I think the east side of the bridge is going to be a better choice for you. But let's take a look and compare these two in the next category. All right, before we jump into the next category, as you can see as we're going through this, there are a ton of nuances, even just between West Kelowna and Kelowna. Never mind the neighborhoods that make up these towns and the surrounding towns that fill up the Okanagan. So if you're planning on moving here and you're not sure what area, town, neighborhood is going to best suit your lifestyle, or even more importantly, the areas that aren't going to work for you, you got to reach out to me. You can call me, text me, email me at the information on the screen right now or linked in the description down below. I have tons of people reaching out to me that I help out every single week. So why don't you reach out to me, allow me to simplify the process and make your transition here a whole lot easier. Now let's quickly move on to the next category where I compare which area, which side of the bridge has the better schooling options. All right, the next category we're going to look at is schools. And to me, Kelowna, again, is a clear winner in this category. It just has way more options in terms of public, private, French immersion schools. Of course, we have UBCO and Okanagan College on this side of the bridge. Whereas West Kelowna, although certain neighborhoods do have elementary schools like Shannon Lake and Glen Rosa, they only have one secondary school in Mount Boucherie. And it's not that any of those schools in West Kelowna aren't great schooling options. It's just you're much more limited. Where I feel like in Kelowna, you have a lot more options, but there are quite a few more desirable catchment areas that people are looking to buy into when they're looking at neighborhoods. Specifically, when I say that, I'm thinking of the southeastern core neighborhoods like Crawford, Kettle Valley, Lower and Upper Mission, which have some really fantastic and great options for public schools. So again, both sides do have neighborhoods that offer a variety of schooling options, but really Kelowna is the clear winner here. With their large variety of options, they have public, private, French immersion. And of course, if you're going to UBCO or you're going to Okanagan College in the future, you're realistically going to want to be on the east side of the bridge to make things a whole lot easier. So for the category of schools, Kelowna is a clear winner. Now let's get to the next category. Okay, next we're going to take a look at family-friendly areas. And when comparing the two, I'm going to call it a tie. You see, Kelowna and West Kelowna both offer a ton of neighborhoods that are family friendly. I mean, just the city as a whole and the Okanagan as a whole, there's so many options for family friendly. For Kelowna, you have neighborhoods like the Glenmore, North Glenmore and Old Glenmore. You have the Upper and Lower Mission, Kettle Valley, Crawford, and realistically, the list goes on. Same thing with West Kelowna. You have West Kelowna Estates with Rose Valley, you have Glen Rosa, you have Shannon Lake. It's honestly easier for me to name the non-family friendly areas because there are so few than name the ones that are. But yeah, when comparing the two, for me, it's realistically a tie across the board. The city as a whole is very family friendly. Like areas I would maybe watch out for and not really even watch out for that just aren't as family friendly are probably areas like West Bank Center or Kelowna North and South, which are kind of the downtown areas. I think families would do fine there and wouldn't have an issue, but they're not really like suburban master plan communities that kids are playing out in the streets filled with cul-de-sacs and parks. So although there are very few areas that I maybe wouldn't recommend for families, both sides have plenty of areas that I absolutely would recommend. So a tie across the board on this one. Let's move on to the next category. Okay, now let's take a look at which side of the bridge has the better access to nature. And again, when I look at both of these, I'm gonna have to say it's a tie. Both Kelowna and West Kelowna have tons of neighborhoods that have fantastic access to nature. In West Kelowna, you have tons of places that are surrounding Mount Boucherie. You, of course, have Shannon Lake Regional Park. You have Pincushion just outside of Peachland, which Glen Rosa is going to give you great access to. In Glen Rosa, you're going to have Glen Canyon Park. And then, of course, on the Kelowna side of things, you have the Greenway that leads you through the entire city. You have Knox Mountain. You have Myra Canyon Bellevue trails. I think Kelowna and West Kelowna, and realistically, the Okanagan as a whole, it's pretty hard to find a place that's not going to give you access to nature. Maybe it's not immediately in your neighborhood if you're somewhere that's, say, city center, but less than a 5-minute drive, most of the time less than a 15-minute bike ride is going to give you access to some beautiful parts of nature, whether it's lakes, hiking trails, mountains, or the thousands of parks that are strewn from the top of the Okanagan to the bottom of the Okanagan. I think this is one of the best regions in not only BC, but in Canada, if you're looking for somewhere that has access to nature. So that's why I say it's a tie between Kelowna and West Kelowna. Both of these places have equal access to nature, in my opinion, and there are going to be a ton of options if that's something that's important to you. Okay, now to summarize, what lifestyle do I feel like each side of the bridge is best fit for? Okay, so for Kelowna, if you want to be in a place that has the widest range of access to amenities, some great schooling options, and of course, family-friendly neighborhoods, and you want to be in that more hustle and bustle, vibrant city atmosphere, that's a lifestyle that I think is going to be best suited if you want to be on the east side of the bridge, which is central Kelowna. And now, who do I feel like West Kelowna is for? What lifestyle is going to best fit this area? To me, it's going to be someone who maybe wants to make their money stretch a little farther. Affordability is important to them. They want to have access to a bigger city like Kelowna, but they want a little bit more of a quieter pace of lifestyle. And to me, I really think that's the name of the game. West Kelowna overall is going to be a little bit of a quieter, slower pace. Now, I really do truly feel like each side of the bridge shares a lot of similarities. There are some major differences that we've gone over in this video, but I mean, Kelowna does have areas and neighborhoods that are a lot more quiet, and West Kelowna does have areas that are a lot more luxurious, a lot more expensive with crazy views, luxury estates. So again, each side shares a lot of similarities, but when you're moving here, you're unfamiliar with the areas, you're unfamiliar with the different sides of the bridge, the different neighborhoods, the different towns in the Okanagans. You're going to want to reach out to someone who specializes in relocating that can point you in the right direction of what areas, neighborhoods, towns are going to fit your lifestyle. And of course, I think it's even more important to find the areas that aren't going to fit your lifestyle. So when you're looking, you can narrow things down a bit. That's why you got to reach out to me, call me, text me, email me at the information on the screen right now, linked in the description down below. And again, I have people reaching out to me every single week that I help out. So if you want to book a free 30-minute consultation with me so we can chat, I can answer whatever questions you may have, hit that link in the description down below and book yourself a time. Again, moving anywhere is a huge change. So if you're coming to the Okanagan, you want to be prepped with the most information possible so you can make the best decision for you or your family. And if you want to learn even more information about Kelowna and the Okanagan in general, what it's like living here, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Living in Kelowna, BC. I make these videos specifically for people probably like you who are moving here and want to learn more about the area. Again, my name is Brett Prahola, your Okanagan realtor and relocation specialist. This is my channel, Living in Kelowna, BC, and I will catch you in the next video.